Hello! Welcome to the channel. What is the name of this channel again? Oh, I don't know. It is the DUI Guy Plus, and I am your host, the good twin. Normally, this is what I was trying to say. You are confronted with the evil twin. So today, you are going to have the good twin. Okay? Alright, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to be reading this book. It is called A Curious George Flying the Kite. Jawohl? Okay. So, this is what George is going to do. George is going to be flying a kite. Jawohl? This is what we all expect. Let us see. So, this is George. He lives in the house. In the house is of the man with the yellow hat. George is a little monkey, and all monkeys are curious. This is what we know, yeah? We already know how fucking curious George is, yeah? This is book number 5, yeah? We are all familiar with what is going on. Yes, I know there is echo. I'm sorry, I cannot fix this. We have to deal with it as is. I apologize. Okay. George is a little monkey. And all monkeys are curious, as we said. But no monkey is as curious as George. George is the most curious of them all. Did we just go from like the German to the French and back to the German? Jawohl, this is crazy, huh? I don't even know the accent that is happening anymore. Okie dokie. That is why his name is Curious George. I have to go out now, said the man with the yellow hat. Be a good little monkey till I come back. Have fun and play with your new ball. But do not be too curious. And the man went out. That's it? Okay, right out of the gate, I have questions. What in the hell is going on here? He is going to leave the monkey that has been creating problems for the man in the big yellow hat and for everybody in the town up until this point. He is going to leave the monkey again alone. I mean, the monkey has such fucking precedence that is incapable, completely fucking incapable of handling his own business by himself. This is completely uncalled for. That is how we do. By now, everybody knows. Do not leave monkey alone with ball. You leave monkey alone with ball, problems happen. It was a lot of fun for George to play with his big new ball. The ball went up and George went up. And the ball went down. And the George went down. Jawohl? Simple mathematics. Up is up, down is down. Okay? George could do a lot of tricks with his ball too. This was one of the tricks. He could get up on the ball like this, or do it this way, with his head down. Look at the little George, huh? Little George is having so much fun. This is jawohl. This is the combination of French and German accents. Deal with it, okay? It's a French-German reading. I'm sorry. This is how it is going to be. All right. Back to the tale. This was another trick that George could do. He could hold the ball on his head like this. Look, Ma! No hands! What a good trick! But, where did the ball go? Uh-oh. See, we are about to have some problems. Das ist gut, ja? Das ist gut. Das ist very bad. No, we are about to have problems. Curious George has lost his fucking ball. And we know what that means. Right, gang? The chat is going completely in every direction today, which is exactly what I anticipated. Okay. George ran after it. The ball had gone into another room. There was a big window in the room. George liked to look out of that window. He could see a lot from there. He let the ball go und looked out. George could see Bill on his bike and the lake with a boat on it. George could see a big house in a little garden and a little house in a big garden. The big house was the house where Bill lived. Jawohl? But who lived in the little house? George was curious. Who could live in a house that was so in the gutter so little? It made no sense to George, huh? So, of course, we all fucking know what is about to happen. George is about to go exploring, trying to figure out who the fuck lives in the house. By the way, I don't know if I said this yet or not already, but this is not for children's. If you have any children's in the room, make sure to get them the fuck out of the room right now. Because this is for adults only. No kids allowed. This is not children television program. This is for adults only. Can I help you? Okay, who the fuck is this guy and what is he doing in my room? I swear to God. You get your hands off him. I am sorry about that. Don't mind the back to the story. George had to find out. So he went out to the big garden. The garden had a high wall, but not too high for a monkey. Because you know monkeys can climb, huh? Oh, they do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it was a little climbing. There is no problems. No problems for the monkey. George got up the wall. And look, we got little birds. We have a little bush in the back. All he had to do now was to jump down. So George jumped down into the big garden with a little squirrel and the little flowers. Now, he could take a good look at the little house. And what did he see? A big white bunny and a lot of little bunnies. George looked and looked and looked. Bunnies were something new to him. Okay, this is weird because George is a fucking animal. We've already established that. He lived in a zoo. He saw a lot of fucking animals in the zoo. I have absolutely no idea where this is coming from. A fucking monkey is not familiar with the bunnies? What? By the way, I don't know if I told you this. This is the first book, by the way, in the Curious George series, which is book number 5, by the way, the one that we are reading right now. It has Margaret's name on the front cover and in the front for the first time, and it says illustrated by H.A. Ray. So Margaret is the one who wrote this fucking thing, and her husband just drew the pictures. George looked and looked and looked. Bunnies were something new to him. How funny they were. What, baby? We have a German kitty with us. The big bunny, as pictured right here in the cage, was Mother Bunny. She was... Hi. You wanna come say hello to the chat? She just kind of climbed up on me. The big bunny was Mother Bunny. Okay, let's take a cat break for a second. The DUI kitty. She say, hello chat, how are you doing? It is a pleasure to see you. My owner has completely fucking lost his mind, so I had to come over and just to check and make sure that he is okay. So I say hello to the chat. Hello chat. And just to make sure, just to let you all know everything is okay, I'm keeping an eye on this mad one. So you chat don't have to worry. I, Zinnia, take full responsibility as German DUI kitty to make sure that everything is in fucking order. And so far so good. So far so good. Oi, oi, oi. You ready? Okay. Don't you ever fucking touch my cat, okay? I swear to God, I'm so sorry about this. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay, where was I? Ah, yes, the bunny. The big bunny was Mother Bunny. She was as big as George. But the little bunnies were so little that George could hold one of them in his hand. And that is what he wanted to do. How could he get a bunny out of the house? A house must have a door to get in and to get out. But where was the door to the bunny house? Oh, there it was. George put his hand and took out the baby bunny. You thief! You bloody fucking thief! Stealing bunnies away. Alexander Vinet is like, I know what you did last summer. I am sorry, I cannot highlight your comment as I am in a different platform today. But thank you very much for the generous donation, Alexander Vinet. All right, back to the show. You fucking thief! Oh, what fun it was to be a little monkey thief, to hold a baby bunny. And the bunny did not mind. Right? He was probably born fucking yesterday. It has no idea what is going on. It sat in George's hand. One ear up and one ear down. And look at it, at George. I look at you. And George looked back at it. It was a looking contest. I believe in America they call it a staring contest. Yes, that's what they fucking call it, you imbecile. Now let me back on the... I am so sorry about this. Where was I? Oh yes, the bunny being held by George. Now, he and the bunny could play in the garden. They could play a game. They could play Get the Bunny. It sounds very dangerous. George would let the bunny up away, and then you would run after it and get it back. George put the bunny down. Then he looked away. 1, 2, run. The bunny was off like a shot. George did not look. Now he had to wait a little. 1, 2, 3, 4. He waited. Then George looked up. Where was the bunny? He could not see it. Where was it? Where had it gone? Does the bunny not have a fucking gender? Like, it's not even a he or a she, it's a fucking it? Come on, George. This is so uncool. George looked for it here. And he looked for it there. And he could not find it. Where was the bunny? He could not get out of the garden. He could not get up the wall the way that George could. What a little shit. Thinking that the bunny is not talented. That fucking bunny could have jumped over the fence, jawohl. Don't tell the bunny what it can and cannot do. It could not fly away. Okay, I will give you that, George. The bunny does not have fucking wings. It could not fly away. It had to be there. But it was not. The bunny was gone. And all the fun was gone too. What a selfish little fucking monkey. All he cares about is his own little divertirse, his own little fun, his own little pleasures. I swear to God, George sat down. He had been a bad monkey. Even the fucking bird is saying, bad monkey. Why did he let the bunny go? Now he could not put it back into bunny house. Where would be with Mother Bunny? Mother Bunny, George looked up. Why, that was it. Mother Bunny could help him. Yeah, let's enlist the help of the fucking parent, because George, you can't do shit. For the love of God. Even the bird is calling you a bad monkey. You are a terrible, terrible human being. I fucking can't with George. George got up. He had to have some string. Maybe there was some in the garden. Is he about to get fucking distracted and fly a kite? This is the name of this book, is Little George Flies a Kite. This is bizarre. Maybe there was some in the garden. Yes, there was a string, and a good one too. George took the string and went back to the bunny house. Mother Bunny was at the door. George let her out and put the string on her. And Mother Bunny knew what to do. Seriously? Away she went with her head down and her ears up. All George could do was hold the string and run after her. And then Mother Bunny sat down. She saw something. And George saw it too. Something white that looked like a tail. Like the tail of the baby bunny. And that is what it was. But where was the rest of the bunny? Did we chop its tail off? That is cruel. Let's not do that. It was down in a hole. A bunny likes to dig a hole and then go down and live in it. But this bunny was too little to live in a hole. It should live in a bunny house. So George got hold of the little bunny white tail and pulled the little baby bunny out. And now he's walking the fucking mother bunny back to the cage. You can't make this shit up. Then they all ran back to the bunny house. George did not have to put a string on the baby bunny. Presumably because the baby bunny followed his fucking mother so he can go back home. It ran after its mother all the way home. And George took the string off Mother Bunny, who he walked like a fucking dog, and helped him back into the house. Then Mother Bunny and all the little ones lay down to sleep. Okay, you guys, I am not going to lie. I believe this is the first time, the first occasion that I have seen in all of the Curious George books that George solved his own problem. For the first time. Usually he creates a problem and then he's unable to solve it. This time with the help, enlisting the help of Mother Bunny, of course. Of course. But it is a fact that we have never in the history of the books had George solve his own problem. This is the first time, possibly the last. And this one is written by Margaret, not H.A. Okay? Very fascinating. Very fascinating. All right. Then Mother Bunny and all the little ones lay down to sleep and George looked at them. Oh, look at the little bunnies. Oh, they're so cute. They're sleeping and oh, the little fluffy white bunnies just want to... Oh, the little bunnies. It was good. It was good to see the baby bunny back where it should be. Not in my hand, not running around in the garden, but back in the cage where it lives. In the little house that George saw from his home. And now George would go back to where he should be. The end. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. There's no way that this book fucking ends this way. I know this is a lie. There is more. George is about to cause more trouble. We all know this. We all know this. There is no escaping from this. Fucking George. I swear to God. When he came to the wall, he could see something funny in the back of it. George got up on the wall to find out what it was. What is it, huh? What is up on the thing in the stuff on the upside and the upstairs and over the wall? Let us find out. He saw a long string on a long stick. A fat man had the long stick in his hand. Okay, I believe this was unintentional humor by Margaret. The fat man has a very long stick, apparently. And the stick has a string dangling off of it. Okay? But for the image, I would have had something completely different in my imagination. But let's not go there. You guys do not want to be in me head right now. I will tell you that much. Well, no shit, Sherlock. They don't want to be in your head. Look at what the fuck you're doing. You have this. Who are you? What is the. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, where were we? The man with a big fucking stick with a string on the end of it. What could the man do with a stick that long? Oh my fucking god. There are so many things that a fat man with a big stick can do. You can't make this shit up. This is written for kinder and children's and young ones. How is this possible? This is not fucking proper. What could the man do with a stick that long? Of course, George was fucking curious. We already know that, George. You don't have to tell us twice. The fat man was on his way to the lake. And soon George was on his way to the lake too. Might as well, let's go fucking cause some trouble, right, George? Because why be a good little monkey when we can be a little shit? Jawohl, let's go. Follow the fat man down the yellow brick road. Do not go near the water, is the sign. The man took a hook out of his box and put a string and then put something on the hook. Then the man let the string down into the water and waited. Now George knew the string on the stick was to fish with. The man is going fishing. When the man pulled the string out of the water, there was a big fish on the hook. George saw the man pull one fish after another out of the lake and probably got a little jealous. Oh, how many fishes the man has. Till the man had all the fish that he wanted for the day. Oh, what fun it must be to fish. George wanted to fish as well. He had his string. All he needed was a stick. George was lacking in stick. And he knew where to get that. George ran home as fast as he could. In the kitchen, he took the mop off the kitchen wall. The mop would make a good stick. Now George had the string on the stick. He was all ready to fish. Wait a minute, George. Aren't you missing something? Don't you need a hook? A metal hook on the end of it so that you can go fishing more properly? How are you going to catch the fish with just a string? Let's find out. Or was he? Not yet. Aha! George had to have a hook. And on a hook, something that fish like to eat. Fish like cake, right? And George knew where to find some cake. But where would he get a hook? Why, there was a hook for the mop on the kitchen wall. It would have to come out. Let's destroy the fucking house, shall we, George? With the hook on the string, and the string on the stick, and the cake in the box, in his hand, George went back to the lake. George sat down, put the cake on the hook, and let the line down into the water. Now he had to wait, just as the man had waited. George was curious. The fish were fucking curious too. What is the meaning of this stupid hook? This is not even a hook. I can just eat the cake off this damn thing. All kinds of fish came to look at the line. Big fish and little fish. Fat fish and thin fish. Red fish and yellow fish and blue fish. One of them was near the hook. The cake was just what he wanted. George sat and waited. Then the line shook. There must be a fish on the hook. George pulled the line up. Oh, surprise, surprise, motherfucker. The cake was gone, but no fish was on the hook. Oh, too bad. And George put more cake on the hook. Maybe this time he will get a fish. But no, motherfucker, it happened again. The fish just took the cake off the hook and went away. Fucking fish. I'll teach you a lesson, fish, said George. Well, if George could not get the fish would not get the cake. And George would eat it, because he liked cake too. He would find another way to get a fish. George looked into the water. That big red one over there with a long tail. It was so near, maybe he could get it with his hands. Uh-oh. George got down as low as he could and put out his hand. I smell trouble brewing. George is about to fall into the fucking water, isn't he? I think we all see it's coming. Let's see. Fucking surprise, surprise. Splash into the lake he fucking went. The water was so cold and wet. And George was cold and wet too as a result of being in the fucking water, obviously. This was no fun at all for George. When he came out of the water, Bill was there with his kite. Oh my, you are wet, Bill said. I saw you fall in, so I came to help you get out. Too bad you did not get a fish. But it is good, the fish did not get you. Now I can show you how my kite, can fly. Bill went on. Bill put his bike up near a tree, and then they ran off. There was a lot of wind that day, and that was just what they needed. The wind took the kite up fast. George was too little to hold it in this wind. A kite that big could fly away with him, so Bill had to hold it. George saw the kite go up and up and up into the sky. Oh, what fun it was to fly a kite. They let the kite fly for a long time, till Bill said, I will get the kite down now. I must go home and you should too. But when Bill pulled the string in, the kite got into the top of a high tree. Oh, Bill could not get it down from the high tree because Bill was not a fucking monkey. Huh? What luck! We have a monkey in our presence! Would you look at that? Oh, my fine new bike! I could not let go of that and must have it back, Bill said. But the tree was too high for me. But no tree was too high for George. He went up to the top in no time. Then little by little, he got the string out of the tree. Down he came with the kite, excuse me. Down he came with the kite and gave it back to Bill, who is going to ride his bike, presumably very, very soon. Thank you, George. Thanks a lot, Bill said. I am so happy to have the kite back. Now you may have a ride home on my bike. I will run back to the lake and get it. You wait here for me with the kite, but do not let it fly away. Okay, we already see where this is going. This is going to be trouble. Is George about to take liftoff from the ground into the sky with the kite? I guess we're about to find out. George looked at the kite. Then he took the string in his hand. He knew he could not fly the kite in this wind. But maybe he could let it go just a little bit. Because George was fucking curious, that's what he was. He let the string go a little, and then a little more, and then a little more, and then a little more. When Bill came back, there was no kite. And there was no George. George! He called. Where are you? Then he looked up, and then they were way up in the fucking sky, flying around like a stupid little monkey who is always doing what he's not supposed to do. Bill had to go get help fast. He would go to the man with the yellow hat. That man would know what to do, because he has been confronted with this situation before of George flying through the fucking sky. As we all know from the first book. If you have not joined us for any of the other books, by all means, check them out. Because I am the one that actually reads those, not this fucking creepy ass weird, I don't even know what he is, who he is. You guys, I have to tell you, I'm so sorry about this. Please ignore anything that happened. There was nothing. You just erase it from your minds. It never happened. Magic. Your memory is fading. Your memory is fading. Okay, back to the story. Where was I? Oh yes! George is in the fucking sky with the kite. George is not here, said the man with the yellow hat when Bill came. Have you seen him? George and my kite are up in the sky near the lake, Bill shouted. I came to... But the man did not wait to hear anymore. He ran to his car and jumped in. I will get him back, he said. I must get George back. He is my prisoner. All this time the wind took the kite up and George visit is getting higher and higher and higher in the sky. It was fun to fly about in the sky. But when George looked down, the fun was kind of gone. I'm really fucking high up in the sky right now. He was up so high that all the big houses looked as little as bunny houses. Oh, how far up high in the sky I am. George did not like it a bit. He wanted to get down. But how? Not even a monkey can jump from the sky. George was scared. This probably reminded him of that one time that he was in a fucking spaceship. Probably not as high, but get in there. Thank you very much, Viking Wolf, for the 5 gifted memberships for the peoples in the chats. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Jawohl? Okay. Maybe he could fly on and on and on. What if he never got back? Oh, he would never be so curious again. Liar! We all know you are a liar! You are too fucking curious for your own good. Oh, he would never be so curious again. Yeah, jawohl, If just this one time you could find a way to get home. Yeah, that's what they all say. It's when you're in the pinnacle of all your problems. This is when you're like, I promise, I swear to God, I'm not going to do it again. And as soon as you're like back to earth, you're like, okay, what more trouble can I cause? Let's go, more troubles. What was that? George could hear something. And then he saw something fly in the sky just like a kite. It was the helicopter. And in the helicopter, hurrah, was the man in the big yellow hat. Down from the helicopter came a long line, and George got a hold of it. And the man in the big yellow hat pulled him up. George held on to the kite, for he had to give it back to Bill. Yeah. I am so happy to have you back, George, said the man in the big yellow hat. I was scared. You must have been scared too. I know you will not want to fly the kite again for a long, long time. You must give it back to Bill when you get home. Hurrah! Bill shouted when George came and gave him the kite. George is back, and my kite is back too. Look at Bill. Look at how happy Bill is. And then Bill took George by the hand and went with him into the little garden. And from the little garden into the big garden where the bunny house was. Here is one of my baby bunnies, Bill said. Take it? What the fuck? Take it? It is for you. What about the mama? A baby bunny for George? Oh yeah, it's a fucking property. Yeah, here you go. It's a fucking bunny. Take it. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. George took it in his hands and it's still an it. It's not even a he or a she. It has no gender. It's how very 2022 of this book. It's a they. The bunny identifies as a fucking they. George took it in his hands and held it all the way up. It was his bunny now. We could take it home with him. And that is what he did. The end. What? You can't end the book like this. This is for children's. Have you lost your mind? This is ridiculous. This is by far the most ridiculous book I think we have read to date. What the fuck? He just took the bunny home and it is now, okay, I own bunny. This is my bunny now. All right, you guys. It has been a pleasure. I'm going to... One second. Yes? All right. The evil twin's back. I'm sorry. For those of you who enjoyed him, we had enough of you. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. Yeah. Whew, what a weirdo. Don't ask. Honestly, I don't know where he came from. I've been trying to take this seat for like the longest time. He just wouldn't let me. I know you guys can't see like off screen what's been happening. I've been literally like trying to shove my way in, and there's just no luck. He took over my Curious George reading like completely. Very, very upsetting. Absolutely very upsetting. So are we gonna be? Are we gonna read the Curious George book number 5? Has it been read? Did you guys read it together? You did. Fuck. Did I miss the show? Damn it. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we could read book number 6. Not tonight, of course, but at some point. These evil twins, man, I swear to God. I'm the evil twin. He's the good twin. Every page has been read. Jesus Christ. No, I'm the evil twin. He is the good twin. You think he's the evil twin? Why do you think that? I don't know. All right. Well, listen. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed whatever the fuck show was happening, because I wasn't here. I don't know for it. I wish I was. I tried to be. And shit happens, you know? So I thank you all very, very much for joining whatever the hell you joined me for. I don't know. I wasn't here. So tomorrow is going to be the reading of Amber Heard's response to Johnny. God willing, I'm going to try and get my hands on it tomorrow. Barring something crazy, we should have it. Laura and I have been on the hunt for it. We've been trying to obtain it. The rules say, I thought they said 30 days. There was another rule that we read that said 25 days. I don't know if it's the older rule or the new rule, but regardless, I really very much appreciate all her help. And tomorrow, this next week is going to be phenomenal. We have, remember the brief and the case that I read? Was it yesterday? No, not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It was Boozy. Jason Goodman is going to be joining me on Wednesday. And then the Pope himself, Nick Ricada, is going to be joining us on Thursday. So jam-packed week. If you're not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Oops. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.